Melanoma is called the Australian cancer because by far we have the highest rate in the world. If it's caught early, there's a virtual guarantee of recovery, but if it spreads, there's a virtual guarantee of death. Now, one of Australia's sporting superstars has teamed up with a family from the Mallee to fight melanoma through a story of courage and tragedy. Rachel Sporn is heading into home territory. She may have grown up just over the border in Victoria's Murrayville, but it's all Mallee country all the same.
Do you know, as soon as I get into the Mallee area, I just relax. I feel so comfortable in these surroundings.
But the Olympic athlete hasn't come to Lameroo for old time's sake.
Hi, Glenda.
G'day, welcome to Lameroo.
It's Rachel Sporn's new role as Development Executive for the Australian Melanoma Research Foundation that's brought her to the Thompsons' house.
Yum.
My grandma had died from a melanoma, and it's getting to the point where most people are touched by this cancer. Being a basketballer and playing sport, that's wonderful and it's given me a great life, but are you saving lives? And I think being involved with the Australian Melanoma Research Foundation, you can actually help save lives.
Her grandmother is not the only loved one missing from the Thompsons' table. Last September, Glenda and Mark Thompson's son and Hayden Thompson's older brother died from melanoma. His name was Aaron Thompson. He loved fishing and sheds and collecting stuff. He was 27 years old.
He was very loyal to his friends, too loyal at times, got himself into heaps of trouble. But yeah, he loved people. He really did.
Yeah, he was a people person. Well, that just goes to show there was nearly 650 at his funeral. People come from all over Australia. Yeah.
The disease was particularly capricious and cruel. Aaron Thompson's melanoma started out on his heel. It looked like a crack.
And I said to him, Aaron, your heels are really bad because they were bleeding on my sheets. And I said, so he didn't take any notice of it. He just thought, put cream on it and it would soften up and heal over like it was just cracked. And that went on for about 12 months nearly.
3 doctors had told him it was a plantar wart, but it wouldn't go away. Then, with his wedding just weeks away, Aaron Thompson discovered lumps behind his knee. It turned out to be cancerous. The melanoma had spread. 10 months after his diagnosis, Aaron Thompson's son Patrick was born. There were a few short, precious hours together before Aaron Thompson fell into a coma and died.
My greatest fear at the moment is that Rhiannon's going to bring up our new baby on her own and how my family would deal with more death. Something I'm going to fight really hard to make sure they don't have to go through.
But he was determined that melanoma would not get the last word. Soon after he was diagnosed, Aaron Thompson started this DVD with the help of his wife, Rhiannon. The mining company he was working for in Western Australia paid for the production costs. Aaron Thompson's plan was to beat the disease, move back to South Australia and tour with the DVD.
Aaron wrote what he wanted in the DVD and how he wanted it to come across. And because he was a pretty strong-willed person, so he used to do things how he wanted them done.
Now, where did you get that from?
I am very proud of my brother for what he's done in the situation that he was in as well. I always knew he was brave, but this just really did prove how brave he was.
Now, the family will tell Aaron's story in his absence.
It's such a powerful tool, that Aaron made a DVD, and then you have Glenda and Mark wanting to fulfil his wish of promoting, educate people about melanoma. So it's such a powerful tool, and I'm so grateful that I have met Glenda and Mark.
Already the Thompsons say many of Aaron's former teammates have been to local GPs for a checkup. Young men like Aaron Thompson's best mate, Josh Keller, are a particular target.
Young fellas like us, we're not invincible and, bad things can happen and, you've got to get things in order as well as, your life insurance and work cover and all that kind of stuff, and as well as getting yourself checked out if something was to come up. So, yeah.
And then even when guys are sick, they keep it to themselves, and that's sort of, we don't sort of know how common these things are because blokes never actually talk to each other about them, so you never actually know if the fella standing next to you has been through anything like this.
How's it all going?
Yeah, good.
What have you discovered?
That's important, according to melanoma specialist and head of the Australian Melanoma Research Foundation, Professor Brendan Coventry, because when caught early, the prognosis is good.
Melanoma, when it's diagnosed early, has a wonderful success rate, great survival, and the survival is essentially the same as not having had the melanoma.
But melanoma is an all-or-nothing sort of beast. If the diagnosis comes late, the outlook almost invariably is bleak. And so the big aim is for cash for research.
And what the Lamoureux people are trying to do is to try and sort of change a lot of this so that when melanoma does spread, we've got some treatments, we've got some options available to us. At the moment, the options are extremely narrow and really not very effective, whichever way we look at it.
There'll be a black tie dinner in Lamoureux later this year to raise money. This week, the Thompsons went to the ETSA board asking them for sponsorship. The Thompsons will target football clubs in towns across the state. In fact, they'll go to weddings, parties, anything, because the one thing they never want to go to again is another young person's funeral.
There's no point feeling sorry for us. It's happened, and we just don't want it to happen to anybody else if we can possibly avoid it.
Yeah.
What's done's done. There's no bringing back.
Our aim is to go out and help other people. We don't want people to feel sorry for us.